Counter-Strike 2 is an extremely complex game and there are so many different ways you can play. Today, I'm going to explain to you the different roles you can choose to play, and we can figure out which one suits you best. Before we get into it, let me tell you about the sponsor of today's video, Clash.gg, a Counter-Strike 2 Gambo website that has a massive variety of game modes to play. My favorite is case battles. You can battle with your friends and compete for your dream inventory. They also have so many different deposit methods like Counter-Strike 2 skins and crypto. There are endless features on the site like rakeback, daily cases, and rain every 30 minutes. And the best part is, they even give you a 5% deposit bonus when you use the code COJO. Using my code would help me out so much and allow me to keep making quality videos. So thank you again to Clash for this opportunity. Make sure you're above the legal age in your country to use this site. Alright, the first role we are going to talk about is the IGL. This is short for in-game leader. This is an extremely important role as the person filling it is responsible for creating the strategies and plan for the team. It is important to have experience to IGL because you are going to need to predict how the other team is going to play and to be able to come up with a strategy that can beat them. You need to be extremely decisive and bold as an in-game leader and be very vocal. This is definitely the role you want to play if you are an alpha and like to be in charge through both good times and bad times. The next role I want to talk about is the lurker. A lurker's job is to find space on the other side of the map and create timings and opportunities when the enemy team is not ready for it. This role can be very individual based and is great for those of you that may lack the ability to play with the team. Lurking does not have to be baiting your team though, and a good lurker is oftentimes actually the first player to make a move in the round. You need to be confident in your individual abilities if you are going to be a lurker, and confident that you can find timings in the round even when your teammates are dying on other parts of the map. This role can be the most fun or the least fun depending on how the game is going for your team. Okay, so now let's talk about one of the most aggressive roles in Counter-Strike 2. That is the entry. The job of an entry is to be the first person into places and to make space for the rest of the team. A lot of people think that it's important for entries to be able to get kills, but this could not be further than the truth. The greatest entries are so good not because of the frags they get, but because of the amount of space that they are creating for their team. Your job is to run in and make the other team as uncomfortable as possible, and in as many ways as you possibly can. This can mean getting no frags, but running all the way to the back of the site and making it easier for your teammates to find trades. Your whole goal as an entry is to throw the crosshair off of the defending site players and make it so that they can't multi-frag. This is the role where you could be dropping 30 frags in one game and 0 frags in the next game. The entry needs to be somebody who does not care about stats and is able to put their body on the line for the success of the team. Now, let's talk about my favorite role in Counter-Strike 2. The Opper. Now, I have been an Opper in the professional circuit for years now, and it is a role that you have to be able to perform well under pressure. The job of an Opper is to find opening picks and to lock down important areas of the map while your teammates clear out the close angles and corners there is. The Opper needs to be able to hit quick and round-winning shots because they are using the most overpowered gun in the game. It is one shot, one kill. A good Opper can make life easier for their team by making the opponents play scared. As an Opper, it's important to be able to understand the positioning and how to float around the map while being unpredictable. If you are trying to become an Opper, just realize that you are always going to be the player that your team needs to perform, and you need to make sure you are playing as smart as you can. Opping can be both easy and a nightmare depending on how the game is going, so make sure you have a strong mentality if you are trying to play this role. One of the most neglected roles in Counter-Strike is the support. The support's job is to be able to throw utility that will make life easier for the other players on their team. This means smoking off choke points on a site hit and throwing flashes that will blind enemies holding angles. This is a role that when played correctly can make life extremely easy for your team because you are creating favorable situations for them. A support player needs to be able to be good at clutching, as they will generally be the player taking the least amount of fights in the early and mid rounds. They need to be able to have a large knowledge of nades in order to throw good utility and not be bad with utility that's ultimately going to hurt the team. Support players do not get enough credit in this game, and they are the true heroes of our matches. Lastly, let's talk about anchors. An anchor is a CT side role that has the job of being a rock for the team. They are generally responsible for one bomb site and will not leave the site until the bomb has been planted. Their task is to not get as many kills as possible, but to throw utility to delay the other team so that their team can rotate in time. A good anchor is incredibly annoying to play against and does everything they possibly can be to be hard to kill. They drop smokes down on top of themselves. They molly off the lanes the attackers are using. They sit in corners. To be an anchor, you have to be extremely patient and not kill hungry. This requires a lot of learning and not going for the first frag you see. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you enjoyed this, I would strongly recommend checking out my previous video on what pro players are doing that you are not. There's lots of good content up on my channel. I post videos every single day teaching you how to play the game I love the most from my professional experience. So make sure you do not miss out on that. Hit that subscribe button, and I will catch you guys in the next video. Peace out.